Hey guys, this is Ark from VGTV and I'm here today to do my deck profile for my Immortal Mond Asura Kaiser deck. So, for my grade 3s, I run 4 Immortal Asura Kaiser. This guy's effect is when you drive check a grade 3, this guy gains the effect Counterblast 2, discard 2, can stand this guy and another rearguard and this plus 10k. So this is a 21k when you get a grade 3 and it's a restanding Vanguard, so it's really good. Next, you run 4 Mond blaukluger. This guy effect is the break ride, so when your grade 3 or higher Nova Grappler rides on top of this, that card plus 10k, and when he attacks, counterblast 1 to stand all your rear guards. So basically the whole deck is you break riding Immortal over Mond, and it makes for a really strong combo which I'll show later. Next up, we have 4 normal Asura Kaisers. This is the cross ride, as in the base for Immortal Asura. So you get 13k base when Asura Kaiser is in the soul. This guy effect is when you drive check grade 3, you can stand one of your rear guards. Lastly, I run 4 Death Army Commanders. This is basically the filler for grade 3s for my deck, so I run a total of 16. This guy's effect is when you drive check grade 3, you can stand this unit. So you can basically change this to any grade 3 that you like, but I personally like this guy, so yeah. Next, for grade 2s, I run 1 Blau right chain. When you have the grade 1 right chain in your soul, this guy plus 1k, so it's a 10k base. And when this unit hits the Vanguard, you can unflip 1 damage. Next, I run 4 Daredevil Samurai. This guy is the cause of the extremely high rearguard columns that you will have. So this guy effect is when your Nova Grappler stands, this guy plus 3k if you have an Asura Vanguard. So when you use Mond and you break ride Immortal Asura over and you stand 5 rearguards, this guy immediately gains 15k power. So this is a really strong card. Next, for grade 1s, I run 4 Perfect Guards because that's standard for now, and 4 Blau right chains. Basically this, when you ride over the grade 0, you get to search for the grade 2, which is this guy. So this guy completely prevents misgrading for grade 2 since you run so little grade 2s, and you most likely wouldn't want to ride this guy as your Vanguard, and best to be used as a rearguard because it's a rearguard effect. So yep, 4 of those. And lastly, I run 4 Beatdown Samurai, which is the clone for this guy. So these two, you can like put them in different columns if you really have to, or you can put both of them into a single column for extremely high power. For my starter, I run the Blau right chain. So as I've mentioned earlier, when you ride the grade 1 over, you can search for the grade 2, so this prevents misgrading. Okay, now I'll go on to how the deck works. So earlier on, after you get your right chain off, if you don't, you're screwed, so that doesn't matter. Okay, you want to ride Mond over if your opponent hasn't played against this deck before, so they will most likely give you 4 damage, so you can break ride. But if they have played against, then you may want to ride this normal Asura Kaiser if your opponent doesn't want to give you 4 damage, so you still have the extra rearguard attacks. So you have Mond as your Vanguard, and you break ride Asura Kaiser, Immortal Asura Kaiser. Basically, you don't want to call anything unless you have access grade 3s. You want to save your hand size and your feud first in case they burn any important cards like this. So once you break ride Immortal Asura over Mond, you can call your feud. Let's say you have a perfect feud of these. Yeah, perfect feud of these. These, your 2 rearguard columns attack. They attack for 16k. So if your opponent has a standard 11k Vanguard or 10k Vanguard, they have to guard 10 each. and then when your Vanguard attacks, it hits for 28. So they have to guard a fair bit for that, and then you activate Mond's effect, and you stand all your rear guards. So all these immediately plus 15k each. Let's say you drive check a grade 3 and another one. Counterblast 2, discard 2, and you can restand your Vanguard. Because these guys' effects is when a Nova Grappler stands, including your Vanguard, now they all gain 18k instead of 15k. Another thing about Immortal Asura is that because you can drive check before you discard the 2 cards, even if you don't have your hand and you have to call your whole hand, you still can discard your drive checks. So your rear guards can attack again. So they both gain 18k, 36k for each column, so they hit for extremely high numbers. Then your Vanguard attacks. Immortal Asura is 31k alone. If you have this guy at the back, this is a 25k booster. So that's really high. Activate Mond effect again. Stand all your rear guards. Let's say you drive check let's say you drive check trigger and maybe a non-trigger. Even if you don't drive check a trigger, they plus 30k again. So altogether, they plus 66k for each column without triggers. So you can hit for over 70k easily with this deck. So yep, this is basically the whole deck. Thanks for watching, rate, comment and subscribe, and this is Ark signing out.